I was wandering the streets in a terrible mood. When I decided it was time to go back home, I bumped into someone huge and red. Santa?
Ho, 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 the one and only, my dear friend.
Yeah, right. Well, your costume's cool, that's for sure.
Why are you so gloomy?
Well, I found out that we're moving because of Dad's work. He doesn't care about me or the fact that it's gonna be hard for me to find friends at my new school.
I'm sure he does care. Cheer up, Woody. Everything's gonna be fine.
Santa handed me a lollipop, but I dropped it. I bent down and started looking for it in the snow. Wait, how did he know my name? I looked around me, but Santa was nowhere to be seen. What the heck? Hi, I'm Woody, and I'm 16. The day after I met Santa, Dad and I moved to another city. There wasn't even any snow in that state, only palm trees and scorching sun. I was looking out of the window, bored out of my mind, while Dad was talking on the phone. Blah, blah, blah. He owned a luxury cosmetics factory. We moved so that he could expand production. Besides money, Dad was only interested in finding ways to make more money.
Woody, here's our new home.
I liked the old one better.
Oh, stop it. You will find friends here soon enough.
I doubted that. I'd never been popular, and besides, I had a secret. If my classmates found out about it, I would be done for. Dad promised that he would give me a ride to school. However, some urgent work came up and he had to leave. Of course he did. He didn't care about me.
I'll drop by to meet your principal as soon as I'm finished. Bye.
We'd moved, but my problems stayed the same. I took the school bus. When I walked in, everyone stared at me. A beautiful but arrogant girl seemed especially curious. My stomach was in knots. Well, who do we have here? I opened my mouth to answer, but some guy suddenly grabbed my sleeve and pulled me onto the seat beside him. Hey, new guy, that's Deborah Duane herself. Don't talk to her. That guy's name turned out to be Tyler. He told me about the unwritten rules of my new school. There was a group of girls at the top of the food chain, and Deborah was their leader. That girl was beautiful like an angel. However, she was also extremely arrogant. Those nasty princesses are always up to no good. You should stay away from them. Thanks for the warning. Tyler and I were similar, so we became fast friends and even agreed to hang out after school. Wow, this console only went on sale last week. You're lucky, rich guy. Dad buys me stuff instead of spending time with me. The first class the next day was gym. I liked sports, but I couldn't shower with everyone else because of my secret. I couldn't even tell Tyler about it yet. I'm gonna take a shower later. I need to, call my dad. I decided to hide in my locker to avoid any questions. That was a little weird. Then, through the crack, I saw, Santa? He was walking along the hallway. Well, Christmas was coming up, so someone had probably dressed up as him. The next lesson was about to start, so I got out of my hiding place. A gang of girls was putting up a list on the wall. Deborah was ordering them around. A bit to the left, now to the right. Perfect. What were they doing? Then Tyler showed up. We exchanged puzzled glances, and after Deborah and her entourage had left, we looked at the list. Damn it! Those princesses had made a rating of all the boys! Can you imagine? They put up a list of all the boys in our school and asked the girls to choose the most handsome one. Watching the entire male half of the school swallow that was both funny and disgusting. They all wanted to win. Tyler and I knew no one would vote for us anyway, so we quickly forgot about it. I was writing a history paper when Dad came into my room. His phone was blowing up as usual.
I'll call you back. How are things at school, buddy? Listen, Woody, we want to launch a line of cosmetics for teenagers before the holidays. Could you hand out samples to your classmates? Not for the world. I got mad and asked Dad to leave. For a second there, I thought that he was really interested in my life, but he was only thinking about his work as usual. When I came to school the next day, I immediately realized that something was wrong. Everyone was staring at me strangely and smiling slyly. Was there something on my face? My blood ran cold. Oh no, don't tell me. I grabbed my backpack and ran into the bathroom. Whew. That wasn't it. Then Tyler came out of a booth. He looked curiously into my unzipped backpack. What have you got there? Nothing, it's nothing. How did you manage to win? What are you talking about? I'm talking about the rating. Don't you know that all the girls voted for you? What? I thought that my friend was pranking me. However, when I looked at the list, I froze in amazement. Wow, how could it be that I, Woody the Invisible, had become the cutest and most popular guy in school? This is nuts! Then I felt a hand on my shoulder. Deborah appeared behind me and purred into my ear.
It's also real, new guy.
Her tone sent shivers down my spine. I asked her what it all meant. She proudly admitted that she fell for me when she saw me on the bus.
That's why I voted for you, Woody. The other girls just followed my example. What are you doing after school today?
Deborah asked me out, and I couldn't tell her no. First of all, she was a real beauty, and I was also a little afraid of her.
Great, then pick me up at 6, honey.
Tyler took me aside and patted me on the shoulder. Congrats! You're one lucky guy. Just keep in mind, winning the Ice Princess over won't be easy. He said that I couldn't go on a date with Deborah without a luxurious gift. I didn't want to be cliche and give her flowers or sweets. What could I do instead? I got it! I thought about the samples Dad had talked to me about, so I rushed home right after school. Dad, I changed my mind. I'll give the makeup to my classmates. Great, Woody! It's in my office. I put the cosmetics in a gift box and rushed to Deborah's place. This is for you, even though you're beautiful without it.
Wow, this isn't even on sale yet.
My dad is launching a new line.
Whee! You're amazing!
We had a great time that evening. We ate cotton candy, went to an amusement park, and chatted. I realized that Deborah wore a mask when she acted as a cool leader at school, but when it was just the two of us, it was clear she was actually very nice and smart. Spending time with her was so easy for me that I even dared to kiss Deborah goodbye.
See you tomorrow, new guy.
Things were looking up. Maybe moving wasn't that bad. The next day at school, I realized that I was now popular because all the girls were trying to catch my attention.
Hi, Woody. You look great, Woody.
It was as if I was in a parallel universe. I liked it. Oh, ladies, there's plenty of me to go around. Tyler and I agreed to have lunch together and discuss a new RPG game, but Deborah suddenly pulled me to the table of her girly gang.
Woody, honey, I showed my friends the makeup you gave me. You know, they all loved it. Could you get us some more?
They stared at me and batted their eyelashes. Oh, how could I refuse them? Of course, that same day, I took the rest of the cosmetics from my father's study and gave them to Deborah's friends.
You're so cool, Woody. Let me hug you.
While I was basking in the girls' attention like a marshmallow in hot cocoa, the other guys were gossiping behind my back.
That new guy just had a rich dad. That's the only reason they like him.
Ah, those jealous morons. What surprised me most was that Tyler agreed with them. Woody, we're friends, so I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Deborah and the others only see you as a money bag. Stop talking to them. I wasn't expecting that from him. As soon as I became the center of attention for the first time in my life, he immediately wanted to take it away from me. To hell with it. Instead, I asked Dad for more makeup kits. He was glad that I was interested in the family business. Now I didn't have to study to pass the tests. After all, the girls were fighting like wildcats for the right to let me copy their answers.
He's mine, so he'll be copying my homework.
Everything was going well. However, I still had to guard my secret, and sometimes doing that was quite hard. For example, one day Deborah and I agreed to go home together, but then it started to rain and I had to run back to school. Sorry, Deb, I suddenly remembered that I have extra astronomy classes today. I'll call you. Phew, that was close. That same evening, Dad called me to his study for a serious talk. That was new.
Woody, son, you keep giving more and more makeup to your classmates every day. Don't you think they're using you?
How can you say that? I like giving them gifts, and Deborah really likes me.
Does she? Will you tell her your secret then? It's time for you to stop being so insecure.
I growled with indignation and refused. It was easy for him to say because it wasn't his issue.
This is something you should know. I went to your school the other day and accidentally saw that your classmates were rating boys. I asked them to change the results. In exchange for a few makeup products, Deborah agreed to do it.
You're lying! But then he took a crumpled piece of paper out of his pocket. He unfolded it and showed it to me. It was the real ranking, and I was in one of the last places. Was he telling me the truth then? It meant so much to me. Why did you do that?
You were afraid you wouldn't be accepted in your new school. I just wanted to help. I'm sorry.
You ruined everything! I stormed out of his study. How could I be so naive and blind? I broke up with Deborah first thing in the morning. I thought you were cute, but it turns out you're a liar. Bravo, you're a great actress.
Woody, listen.
I didn't want to, so I resolutely turned away and found Tyler. He was the only one who was honest with me, so I apologized to him. One good friend was always better than $1,000. It's all right. By the way, did you buy that RPG we were talking about? Let's go to your place and play it. Sure, man. Things went back to normal. I didn't talk to Dad, ignored Deborah, and spent all my free time with Tyler. One day, we were playing video games after school. Tyler went to the bathroom, and Deborah called me again.
Woody, please hear me out. I really did hang out with you because of the exclusive gifts at first, but then I realized I'd never met anyone more real than you.
Nice lies, Deborah. However, I don't believe you anymore. Don't call me again. Tyler came back to my room. My mood was ruined, and I suggested we go to a diner and order a huge double cheese pizza. I'm getting hungry too, but I don't have any money. Don't worry, it's my treat. The next day, he borrowed some money from me for a new phone. The day after that, he took my bike. And then, he asked me to give him my Xbox for the weekend. I felt like my only friend was also using me. Of course you can borrow it, but could you give me back the money and the bike first? Oh, I see. Rich people are all the same. You're greedy and don't value your friends. What are you talking about? I just want to know that you're not using me. Haven't you realized yet that there's nothing special about you without your gadgets, money, and gifts? What? I couldn't believe what I had just heard. Tyler turned out to be fake as well. It made my blood boil, and I asked Tyler to leave, but he just smirked. I'm not leaving without the console. And since you're so stingy, I think you should give it to me for good. How shameless was he? You're nuts! Why on earth would I do that? Because if you don't, I'll tell everyone your secret, Woody. Yeah, I know everything. You don't shower with us, you're afraid of the rain, and you hid a makeup bag in your backpack. You're wearing makeup. If you don't do what I say, everyone at school will find out about it. I'll give you time to think until tomorrow. He laughed meanly and left. Shocked, I sat down right where I was standing. Damn it. Now everyone would find out my secret. After all, I really did wear makeup. I spent the evening trying to think of a solution, and eventually decided to ask my dad for advice. I walked into his study and saw... Let's pause here. I'll soon tell you everything, but first, let me tell you what happened the next day. I came to school and ran into Tyler. Have you thought about it? Recess starts in a minute, and I'm gonna rat you out. Buddy, I won't let you bully me. Oh yeah? Well, you asked for it. Our classmates flooded the hallway. Tyler asked everyone for a moment of their attention, and they turned to stare at us. He started to speak, but I interrupted him. In case you don't know, I'm Woody, the new guy. I've always been insecure because of my disorder and hid it with foundation, but I won't do it anymore. I used a wet wipe, and everyone saw white spots on my face. I explained that I had vitiligo, a disorder that caused skin to lose its color. I didn't know what to expect. Maybe for them to make fun of me or to cringe away in disgust. But to my surprise, everyone started to clap.
You are so brave.
Deborah came out of the crowd and kissed me.
I knew you were special. I'm sorry for being so terrible. Let's start all over again.
Tyler ran away, and our classmates surrounded me and started to ask me questions about vitiligo. Wow, had I been hiding my whole life for nothing? Talking to Dad had helped me. Remember how I went to his study? When I walked in, I saw him change into a Santa Claus costume. It turned out that during the holidays, he visited orphanages and gave the children their gifts. That's why he was never at home. It was him I had seen by our house and at school. That evening, I dressed up as Santa to congratulate our neighbors and accidentally ran into you. You said I didn't care about you, but that's not true. You are more important to me than anything else. I even started developing cosmetics to help you with your disorder. But you know what, Woody? You don't have to be perfect to be loved. Just be yourself. That inspiring talk with my dad helped me understand that he'd always been there for me. So, I decided to be brave. Instead of waiting for miracles to happen, you should make them yourself. I think I'm gonna be just fine. However, I don't know if I can trust Deborah. I need your advice.